What's going on, people? I'm Kenneth Rodriguez, and this is Geek Hotfix. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about Google's new announcement of their gaming service called Stadia with a cool Doritos Locos Tacos logo on it. What do I think about this? I think that Google is jumping in on the market, right? They already been buying studios and whatnot. But at the same time, they didn't talk a lot about a lot of stuff that we need to know, like latency and price tag mainly. I think that Microsoft on the last E3 basically hinted at this same service from them, right? And they've been using Game Pass to test out the waters to see if people will like to pay for a service that they actually don't own the games, but they can download them and play them, right? So I think that again, it's a great idea. It's the future. It's a gaming future, right? Like it's slowly we're getting there, right? But I think that consoles are still gonna be sold because not a lot of people are gonna jump in the bandwagon. Other than that, I think that again, price tag will make it or break it. I think that what they shown was actually amazing. I think that they have to show a lot more. For example, they're saying, well, we're gonna run Doom Eternal, right? That's one of the games they showcased. Doom Eternal was they said that it was running at 60 frames per second, 4K resolution, up to 4K resolution, 60 frames per second, and id Software was the one that showed it, right? And they even showed it on the floor, and there's a video, I think it's from GameSpot, of how it looks and how it plays, right? It looks amazing, it plays great. But it's a single player game. Yes, it's a first person shooter, but it's a single player game. Now, let's take into account a Call of Duty or a PUBG. 100 players playing at once. They have stress tested this, but I don't think they have stress tested it enough. I think that they need to stress test it like with 10 million people. Because let's say the new Call of Duty comes out tomorrow, midnight. Today, midnight. Well, actually, let's use an actual example. Today, Sekiro comes out. Like tonight, Sekiro comes out. So let's say 25 million people log in at midnight, their respective midnights, to play that game. Is it gonna crash? Is it gonna run well? We don't know. They have to stress test it. Again, it's a great idea. They even showed like a picture of the Xbox One X has like 6 teraflops, and the PS4 Pro has 4.2, and not even combined, it's better than them. It doesn't matter, because if it doesn't run, it doesn't run. It's streaming media, basically, and I don't think in the United States we have the structure of internet bandwidth that is needed for that. They even have like a disclosure on their Stadia.com webpage, where it says that basically the quality depends on your internet speed, right? And that's again, make it or break it. There's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna love it. There's gonna be a lot of people who's gonna hate it because they don't have enough internet speed to play Stadia. The other thing is, are we paying for the service like Netflix, where you pay what is it's up now, $14 a month, $14 a month for Netflix, and you can watch all the movies they have in there? Or are we paying like $10 a month plus we have to buy the games? if we don't have to buy a game like for example Sekiro, I don't have to buy it. It comes out tomorrow, and I have Stadia, so let's play it. Let's play it at midnight because I already paid for the service, right? Is it gonna be that way, or do I have to buy the game? Like, there's a lot of stuff that they didn't talk about, but they could potentially do that. They could potentially go, you don't have to buy the game. You just pay the subscription. It's $20 a month, right? And then they have, it's Google, right? So they're gonna track who's playing what. Obviously, that's their thing with Stadia. Who's playing what and where they left off, right? So they're gonna be tracking you, basically your account, right? So, Ken, the guys at Geek Hotfix were playing Sekiro for 2 hours, right? I have to pay From Software royalties because they were playing their game, right? And I think like it will change the market a little bit because it will be more like Fortnite wise, where you have events, so people come back to the game, so they get paid, right? So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I think that Microsoft hinted at something similar last E3, and they've been testing it as well. I think Google, came out first, right? And I think it's because of that, because Microsoft is gonna show it at E3 probably, and they wanted to like have that wow factor. Google wanted to have that wow factor, right? I think it's a great idea. I personally don't think it's gonna run well, Stadia 1.0, but maybe Stadia 3.0, 4.0, it's gonna be awesome. Again, it all depends on price. It all depends on the games that are in there. Yes, developers are thinking, hey, this is gonna be great because, I just make the content, release it on Stadia, right? I don't have to worry about boxes. I don't have to worry about shipping. I don't have to worry about making little discs, right? We don't have to worry about people like downloading updates, because all the updates are gonna be, uploaded to the Google Forms, right? So again, I think it's a great idea, but we have to wait. I think we have to wait to make an informed decision on how good this is going to be. Sony has Gaikai. Microsoft has their Power of the Cloud. Remember that? Power of the Cloud. Microsoft has been hinting at this since they released the Xbox One, right? So this is nothing new. It's just new to Google. But again, Google is a giant. Google is massive. So if they're jumping into the gaming industry, they have something big. And again, I'm thinking it's not gonna run that well when 25 million people log in at the same time. But if it does, that will be a massive show that they can handle it. Because again, it's not just tracking Call of Duty. It's not just tracking Doom Eternal. It's tracking every single person playing every single game they're gonna have in there. Sometimes you're watching Netflix and you lose a little bit of the quality, right? Because of your internet connection, right? So do you have to have a dedicated connection for that? They said it was just only like a Chromecast thing you put on your TV and that's it. I think it's gonna be a major thing because of kids, not gaming adults. For example, there's and this is an example. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about this, and I think it's gonna be major because let's say my little girl is playing some game, let's say some Pokemon game. Nintendo jumps in, right? Some Pokemon game, and she's excited, she's battling and she's catching Pokemon, right? And then we have to leave because we have dinner and we're going out, right? So here's my phone. You can use my phone and keep playing while we get to the restaurant. And then at the restaurant, you can eat and play at the same time. You're continuing your playthrough, right? And that's going to be great. That's basically the Nintendo Switch, but you have a phone. Everyone has a phone, like a smartphone now, right? So you don't have to buy new equipment to be able to do that. And I think that's what they're like pushing. They're pushing the you don't have to buy new equipment. They already said that it's gonna be compatible with the Xbox One controllers. So I have an Xbox One controller. I don't have to buy, more equipment for it other than the Chrome, like the Chromecast thing. You have to run Chrome to be able to play it. But again, price, latency, and they already there's an article in I think it's Game Informer. Not sure about it. I know I posted it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/geekhotfix, that they were talking about latency. It was the demo of Doom Eternal, and it felt wrong. It felt wrong. It had like a lag. And that's just probably 10 people playing. Again, imagine 25 million people joining in to play Doom Eternal at once. It's gonna crash. It's gonna crash. If it doesn't, I will be backing them up like non-stop, because if it doesn't crash, it's gonna be amazing. That's what they need. They will need that giant, event. 50 million people joined in at 11:59. We didn't crash. Everyone was playing, great graphics, no latency and whatnot. I think, again, it's a great idea. Microsoft hinted at it last E3, and it's the future. PlayStation, Sony has this structure with Gaikai. Microsoft is obviously working on it. Google is working on it. Nintendo and Xbox are kind of holding hands right now. So maybe Nintendo will, piggyback on the Xbox Live side of it. But again, I'm impressed, but hesitant about the whole thing. I need to try it, and that's what they need to do. They need to let people try it. Maybe do what Microsoft is doing, like a 7-day trial and whatever, and you can log in and play your games. I loved the idea of watching a trailer and then hit play and you play the game. I sincerely loved that idea, because let's say I'm excited about a game, Sekiro comes out, there's a new trailer, they release a new trailer 10 minutes before the game comes out. You watch the trailer and you're like, yes! And it says, play now, and you click it and it starts. Come on! That's the future. That will be amazing. But let's see how it works when it comes out. That's my thing. I'm not jumping into this bandwagon until I see firsthand how it's running. Because again, PlayStation Now sounded amazing. I tried it, played some of it, but yeah, there was a little bit of loss in quality, right? So it actually turned me off PlayStation Now. And other than the games they have in there are old games. But that's the thing. That's the thing that Sony has to change. But will they change? Again, we don't know what they're gonna do, because they're not gonna be at this year's E3. So we're gonna hear from Microsoft. We're gonna hear from Nintendo. We don't know what Sony's gonna do. So again, I'm hesitant about this. I think it's a great idea. I think it's the future. It's what companies have been working on. Because again, GameStop, if this flies really well, where Microsoft does their own thing and Nintendo piggybacks and Sony does their own thing, GameStop is gonna go out of business. Because I just pay $10 a month, $20 a month, and I have all the games I want. I don't have to go to the store and buy it. I don't have to like install a game right now because it's running from the cloud. Power up the cloud, you know. But I think it's a great idea. Just have to wait. It's a wait and see for me. So wait and see. But yeah, that's the future. You have to accept it or not. That was what I thought about Stadia and Google jumping in on the gaming community industry, right? Kenneth Rodriguez, Geek Hub.